Well, stow your tray tables and know that your nearest exits are here and here. Welcome to the Hump. And today we're joined on our panel by Meg.
Hello.
Julius.
Yep.
And of course, Jason.
Hey.
I'm Sophie, and before we begin, let's check out today's news.
The funeral for crew member Greg Thompson will be held today, Wednesday, at 2 p.m. at the Alan McLean Hall in Mordialloc. Meanwhile, Live Performance Australia are contesting moves to vary the Live Performance Award. Presently, across most categories, there is a 3-hour call, and the move is on from the ACTU to extend that to 4 hours. That would not suit most promoters or producers. Additionally, there's a little-known provision called casual conversion, which, if implemented, means that any casual who's been casual for 6 months or more can ask their employer for permanent part-time or full-time employment. That would be very interesting in the entertainment industry. That's all for this week. So Jason, new gear, what you got?
Yeah, in this week's episode, I'm having a look at a light console. Now, this company make basically fold-up portable DJ booths. Not just DJ booths, they can be used for other purposes. So they're quite well known for making their XPRS and Mark II models. So, you know, basically those ones you see where the DJ's got their big, you know, name brand that they've had laser printed across the front. These basically pack down into aluminium struts, but they've now come up with a couple of smaller ones, the Go and the Go TT. And these are the ones that they've got more than enough room for sort of, you know, decks and, you know, CD players, but they're also kind of a lectern, so they could actually be branded for corporate work as well. So they've got the ability to be used for DJs or to be branded with brands, to be branded with a venue, and they're really easily portable, so they could also be used for trade stand displays and stuff like that as well. So it's just not something you see come up very often or get spruiked very often, but we've got to put our stuff on something. Absolutely. And occasionally we need to stand behind it. So yeah, I thought they're a nifty little thing that we don't really see that much, you know, of out there. So there we go.
Now, I found an interesting clip that I'm sure you'll appreciate. This could be the Netflix of live theatre. Check it out.
Broadway HD is bringing the Broadway experience to your laptop, to your screen, to your TV, to your computer, no matter where you are. If you can't get to Broadway HD, is how we put it.
So it is to viewers what sports TV is to sports fans. You can't always get to the game, so you can watch it. You're not going to get to see a live show 8 performances a week, but we'll have them so that you've got it anytime, anywhere that you can get your theater fix.
And unlike Netflix, we're going to have a lot of added value to it. So we're going to have some commentaries on it, we're going to have a little background on the pieces, so you'll know who was starring in it, what behind the writing of it, and the production itself.
So what our mission is, what our passion is live theater.
We want to support the theater to expand it and share that with the widest audience possible. And now, Broadway has an effect on people on a global level.
So there we go. What do we think, guys? This is like live theatre you can pay to watch on Netflix.
It's not going to work. You've got a 6-camera shoot, you've got a crew, you've got a heavy cost to shoot the show. What producer is going to dilute their box office using this? And how much money are they not going to get back for it?
Well, quite a few productions seem to have used them already. It's it is expensive to watch them. The annual subscription is quite hefty. But you know what they're going for is people who can't or won't go to New York.
It's not your live theatre experience, but I think there's still a place for this.
So I'm not going to Broadway anytime soon. And also for those people who live close to Broadway, maybe it's not in their budget. I think this is a great way of seeing somebody special or seeing a show that you want to see my concern too is, as fabulous as it is, how do the actors, the performers, as the producer, like how did they get paid? Will they get paid, or is it a case of you're getting paid per night, per week?
They won't get
Then
any
when
money, are you joking?
Okay, now listen, Mr. Glass half empty to glass half full until I drink it. I just know there's a way around things, and I know we've got certain music online things that, you know, maybe the performer doesn't get paid, but I think it's a great way for people to go and see a show. If they can't afford it, they're not going to go and see it. For anyone that wants to go and see a live show, they'll go and see it.
It's gonna die.
I have to agree, people are going to miss out, you know. People have got to be fairly paid for this, but things are moving forward, and this is technology, and if we can film something and there's a place for it, and people, I would love to. Yes, I go down to Melbourne to watch shows in Sydney. There's a place for it though.
There's a place for Julius.
Okay. We'll have to come back in about a year and see where it sits.
Yeah.
See how right I am.
My fellow Australians, with a federal election looming, we at CX think it's time to remind ourselves what makes this country great. Like pyros. I mean really big explosions with fire that look totally awesome. And beams. Beams so bright they set fire to the set. And let's not forget subs. So many subs that your audience poos a little bit with every beat of the kick drum. It's vital at this time to remember that too much is never enough. And we need to make it brighter, louder, and with more haze. We propose an end to noise restrictions, a compulsory minimum of 110 decibels at the desk. Government subsidies of those rigs that make drum kits go upside down. And free beer after the loadout. Together, we can make this country fully sick again. So what I'm about to talk about hearing protection, and that's a great thing, but it's actually just so I don't have to listen to Julius. But my son went to a Screamo concert a few weeks ago.
And you made him wear them. You are the worst mother. How embarrassing.
Can you just shush? Okay, so when he finished, he was deaf.
Yeah.
And everything was ringing. His friend was the same. The next morning, they were still complaining about this, the ringing in the ears. I'm wondering, should he have taken ear protection? Like, is there some regulation, or is it just common sense? Or, I mean, not just this amateur band that he saw, like he can go to other concerts. I know when I went to see the Radiators back in my day, I would shush, I should have taken them. But my ears were ringing as well. So how do we monitor this?
I think the point is that times have changed and customer awareness. If we go to a show, I feel like we should know what the decibel rating is or what we're going into. If McDonald's has to put a kilojoule count, because that's what people want to know, what's in food, then we should be able to know, or it should be up on the website, or to know if maybe we should pack some, earplugs or something if we know it's going to be at a certain level. Or maybe they don't want to because it's illegal what they're doing.
It's reasonably common in venues in Melbourne for there basically to be essentially a cardboard box or a
Yeah.
fish bowl on the bar with those free, cheap, disposable
Is that
earplugs and
implying
take
it's
one.
going
Does
to
that
be
not happen
too
here?
loud?
Well, it could be. I mean, it's just to cover all eventualities. But is that not common here?
But doesn't
I haven't seen
I haven't seen it. But then again, if you say it's going to be X loudness, does that leave themselves open to litigation later on if it's, someone's going to be, I don't know, but there's weirdos out there. Could they leave themselves
Does
open?
in Germany, yeah. They're tracking SPL at bigger venues in Germany and filing the results.
I mean, I could be wrong. People could be booing me and going, no, just enjoy a show. It's going to be
There's a few
loud.
front of house sound engineers would probably not.
Yeah,
like,
they're probably hating me
Yet
right
another
now.
thing I have to think about or keep someone happy. But yeah.
But
Yeah,
a lot of you guys need to be held to account for your excessive volume.
I just think times are changing and we should be aware and know what
I kind of like the idea of that, having almost like a fire danger rating up on the wall. It's like, yeah, this is pretty loud, you're probably going to be okay, or this is getting really, really loud, you should probably stick something in your ears. It's it's not the worst idea I've ever heard.
Yeah.
And then there's common sense.
Yeah, well, funny thing about that, it's not that common, is it?
I always pack my hearing plugs.
All right, well, with that, it's time to have a look at Gearbox. Now, Julius, we're here with one element of Myosound's Leopard, their compact line array in the Leo family. Obviously, we haven't got enough room to hang the whole thing in here, but we have done so. We actually just toured around the country with it of the NTech Roadshow, and we've given it a good listening to. So this basically fits into the Leo family of sort of large-scale arrays and brings it down into a much more compact package. So yeah, bit of heft to this one. It's still only 34 kilos.
Well, benchmark for me was the Australian Monitor AM1600 amplifier, which weighed the same, and I should know because I used to build them.
Okay.
And that was too heavy.
Yes.
And look at this, you've got a speaker system with an amplifier, same weight.
Yeah.
So they've done really well.
They have.
In weight minimisation.
And with that, it's time to end the hump today. Out your exits, everyone.